First up, we have tax apps with PC Magazine's Michael Muchmore. He's going to give you guys a look at 3 apps this year to help you with your taxes.
Hi, I'm Mike Muchmore, lead analyst for software at PC Magazine, and I'm here to talk about tax software. You probably haven't done yours yet, and no one likes doing taxes, but the software that we're looking at today can actually make it fun. Tax software can save you money compared to going to a human accountant, which will cost about $200. These products range from $20 to $90. TurboTax is the best known tax software, and it's definitely the most powerful and will save you the most money in your tax bill. TurboTax has also got the nicest interface and the most help videos. It presents a running total as you're filling out your tax forms, how much you owe or how much the government owes you. And it can even download W-2 information from financial institutions. If you want to e-file, that is, sending your tax information directly to the IRS, you'll have to pay an extra $16.95 with TurboTax. TaxCut, on the other hand, includes e-filing. TaxCut is less polished than TurboTax. We found that TaxCut didn't reduce our tax burden as much as TurboTax did. TaxCut Premium goes for $19.95, and adding a state will bring you up to $39.95. The business version goes for $89.95. For those of you who want to spend as least as possible on your tax software, there's TaxAct, which can get you a state return and a federal return combined for $19.95, and that includes e-filing. TaxAct doesn't offer quite as much help or tax information as TurboTax, but if you want to get the job done cheaply, TaxAct is a good bet. In addition to software, you could do online tax returns from each of these. And online tax returns are cheaper, but some people worry about security and sharing their information with an online website. One consideration in which tax software you should use is which you used in previous years, because you can import your previous returns, making this year's easier to complete. So whip out those shoe boxes full of receipts from the closet and get started on your return. And if you need more incentive, TurboTax states that the average refund was $2,000. I'm Mike Muchmore for PC Magazine.
Big money, big money, big money, big money.
Woo! My 2 cents to this whole subject, go get a CPA, people. A certified, what is that, CP, planner, accountant, public accountant. There we go.
Certified public accountant.
I find dealing with a real person, granted you will spend more,
yeah,
but you can write that off the next year.
You can write that off. And
that's just the way to do it.
What Michael says is that it generally costs about $300 extra for a CPA, which is good. I mean, I filed my taxes this year with TurboTax, and I also used H&R Block just to sort of go back and forth and see which one would work out better. And I actually think I like TurboTax a little bit better. I'd never heard of that Tax Act, though. You know, it gets kind of confusing with the Tax Cut, Tax Act kind of thing, but I definitely think the best thing about that, too, is being able to import your information from last year. That saves a lot of time.
I'd like to compare the results there. I'd like to try that myself at some point, but I really have no real desire to. But I'd be curious to see if that software can come close to matching just the grilling I get from my CPA in terms of the questions asked. And the software they use is this quote-unquote professional software that gets upgraded every year. And they seem to always have new things and new questions and the latest information for me. And I like dealing with real people, so that's why I go to a CPA. So, and they get the whole write-off thing.
The write-off thing is great, definitely.
Anyway.